Right, when it's loaded. Hello and welcome to The Last Campfire. So, The Last Campfire, it is by Hello Games, people behind No Man's Sky. So, I saw a trailer for it a little while back. I've forgotten most of it since. So, more or less going into it blind. Just a brief look at the store page. You know, it was, I think it totes itself as a sort of puzzle adventure game type thing. And it's kind of come out at the back of the Next Fest, and I'm currently doing just kind of a variety, quick fire variety round on the channel. So, seeing as this is released a demo just at the end of that, I figured I'll throw it in with the rest. Looks interesting. We'll see how it is and whether or not it's worth the purchase. Hopefully by looking at the demo. Kind of glad to see something from Hello Games. What's the difference? Don't know. Just go normal. But with Hello Games, so they're the team behind No Man's Sky, which, if you don't know much, you'll have been living under a rock if you don't know much about No Man's Sky, but basically came out in an absolutely dreadful state, missing a lot of features that were promised. But the guy behind it all, him and his team have kind of slowly but surely over the past few years clawed their way back to mostly positive reviews. I actually saw like sort of I think it was Internet Historian, the YouTube channel, released a pretty nice sort of documentary on the whole thing. Apparently the guy was making it while he'd got he'd just had his third kid, remortgaged his house, and pulled all the stops out to get the game into even the broken state it was at launch. But still then, even after he made the money back and after all the stress, has since, they've, as I said, clawed their way back to the top, getting the mostly positive review now and adding all those features into No Man's Sky that had been promised. And even then, if you watch the videos on it, it's like, yeah, it wasn't actually exactly promised. I think a lot of it was blown out of proportion in the media about what exactly was going to be in the game by various journalist outlets and so on. But the end result, though, because him and the team managed to kind of pull out of all of that unscathed in the end, have kind of got them almost universal praise now, and this is now their first game following all of that fiasco. Interesting cutscene. So it looks like we've got lost trying to follow these guys who've opened up some kind of temple here. Got distracted by this bird. Fun fact as well, the guy who heads Hello Games, the guy that I forget his name, Sean Summit, but he's an ex-Burnout developer of all things. Which Burnout is basically my favourite racing game of all time, so I think just the kind of the back catalogue and pedigree of the studio making this is enough to make me actually give a damn. We'll see how it holds up. Here we are, okay.
There is a place where the lost embers go as their light begins to fade.
Thought we were gonna be the red one, not the blue one. But okay.
Ember ran because standing still made them feel helpless. The wall glistened. The painting showed embers on a sacred journey.
Down the river, through the maze, up to the big, I assume fire, because it's on about embers and so on. And at the top, I think, is that an eclipse taking place, maybe, perhaps?
Ember felt so afraid
That
and
doesn't
alone
bode well.
that it was a relief to find someone to talk to. Ember froze, almost too frightened to look away.
Probably want the
And
bag.
I noticed a small satchel.
Yeah. First thing I looked at as well. Perception +1. Nicky's goods.
The satchel felt heavy. Ember looked inside. The statue shone brightly in the light.
Oh, I like that. The satchels, it's all physics enabled. Nice.
There was a symbol on the floor. There was a symbol on the floor.
Yes, I understand that there's a symbol. How do I open my backpack? Oh, you know what? Controls guide, that'll help. Anton interact. Inventory. Square button. Boop. Okay. Whoop. Whoop. I can move it around.
There was a symbol on the floor.
See, what I was thinking is maybe I put the statue on the symbol, but I guess not.
Ember noticed something wrong.
Okay. And here's me thinking it was like a pressure plate thing. Or maybe it is. Yeah.
There was a round space where something used to fit.
The idol? There we are.
To Ember's delight, the golden statue slid perfectly into place.
You know what this reminds me of? I don't know if you've ever seen these puzzles. You usually get them in like Christmas crackers. It's this little puzzle, and it's got the numbers 1 to 9, and then a free space on it. It's like a little tiled grid, just like that. And the idea is to get them all to go from 1 to 9.
Ember left,
By just
feeling
moving
sorry
them
for
along.
the stranger now alone in the dark.
I don't feel sorry for him. He doesn't feel anymore. Ooh, not a nice way to go, that though. I assume that would be, if they're there then and they've been trapped there, then that's probably starvation. Not a good way to go. Mind you, if they had the means to get out, they've only themselves to blame.
The stairway opened into a dark forest.
I can only assume
Ember
that
could feel
they
fear taking
died
over.
of something else. Because it wasn't
They
exactly a
pushed up
hard
alone,
puzzle.
somewhere very unfamiliar.
Maybe he died from wounds or something on the way. Who knows?
Ember felt like they were being watched. The path was blocked.
Oh, did someone just move then? I'll say so far, it's very pretty and really well polished.
As Ember approached, the flame seemed to call out. With a feeling like falling, the forest had slipped away. Ember felt lost in darkness and ruin.
Can I jump this? No. Is there actually a jump button? I don't believe there is. Okay. Oh.
The route ahead was guarded by twin statues, choked by clinging vines.
Okay, so you
As
can
Ember
leave.
approached, with a feeling like falling, the forest had slipped away. Ember felt
I'm
lost
basically
in
just kind of
darkness and
going through
ruin.
all the pieces in my head, just kind of, you know. Like you can see that you can move that, and the thing there takes us back.
The caged flame stoked new hope in Ember.
I understand. Okay. And now... we can climb up this side. Well... not quite. But we can go up this way now. Okay.
Hope was almost within reach.
Right, puzzle solved. There
The
we go.
flame spoke and Ember listened.
Oh, what's this flame gonna tell me then? The flame says, burn it all!
The flame lingered ahead. Was it trying to escape? Or leading the way?
Uh-oh, they've been petrified. Oh.
The campfire flickered into life. The ghost spoke. Hope has returned to a forlorn. I will warm them until they choose to move on. Ember looked to the ghost for answers.
Right, where am I?
This is a place between places, to travel through as your light fades, but none have passed on in a long time. The Forest King now holds us here, and those who linger will turn forlorn. Again that word, forlorn.
Forlorn. Is that
Forlorn
turned
are
to
those
stone?
who lost their way along the path. If you find them, send them to me and I will guide them.
And who are you?
I am just a guide along the way to fan the flame. So many lost embers have I seen, more than I could help. Ember thought of those they loved, those they'd left behind. There are others lost along their journey. Find them and I will guide them. Step backwards, little Ember. Look behind. Upon a small grassy cliff rests a forlorn.
Ah, so they do. How do we get there? No one knows. Probably not that way. We're probably like a long winded route round over here, won't it? We'll not move on quite yet. We'll see what we've... There's a few paths here and things that I'd like to just have a quick look at. So the forest, we've completed one of several areas, I suppose.
The door was sealed shut.
Right, so that's sealed.
The stranger said, "Take care of those you care about the most."
Okay. And we've got a path over here. Right, interesting.
The ghost said, "Speak and I will listen." Step backwards, little Ember. Look behind.
Right, same thing,
Upon a
no.
small grassy cliff
New.
rests a forlorn.
We'll try this path first. I think the other route is the main route, so that's I think that's the critical path, which would make this a side path. So possibly optional goodies here. Yep. Might be a new person there to speak to.
The old gate was locked.
So that requires a
The
key,
crow held its shining trophy tight.
and it's there. Okay.
The stranger whispered, "Ever feel like you are being watched? I've never felt that.
I mean,
What does it feel like? Is it nice? It sounds nice."
I'm gonna say it's like, do you ever feel like you're being watched? I don't know. These videos don't get that many views. I'll be honest. Okay. Simple enough.
The worm looked helpless, with no way to escape. As Ember picked it up, the worm let out a little yelp.
So we're not going to start feeling bad for worms now, are we? This is one of those sort of things where it's like, yeah, it's a puzzle, but just like a minorly annoying, slightly inconvenient type of puzzle rather than actually being anything
The
vaguely
entrance
challenging.
was overgrown with dry brambles.
Okay. Honestly, I expected us to just throw the worm down to try and get it to, you know, eat the worm and then grab the key while it was eating the worm, cause you know, birds eat
The key
worms.
was nestled between the reeds, but it was just out of reach.
So now I need something to there must be something to hand. Oh. Oh, so this opens up the cave. I will want that net.
The broken net hung ominously around the skeleton's neck.
Are we gonna fix it with spider webs? Maybe?
The stranger shivered in the cold.
Oh, I get it. So they'll put this out.
They'd moved through such dark places.
And
They lay down
done.
and closed their eyes.
Oh, I can't grab one from that. So do I have to relight it when I get there, maybe?
Warmth was a distant memory, stolen by the passing miles. The stranger blinked at Ember. Is it morning already? How long have I been asleep?
Yeah, it's a bit longer than
The
morning.
stranger blinked at Ember. Is it morning already? How long have I been asleep?
Right. What else do we have in the cave? Hmm. Oh, we're all the way back. Hmm. There's some reeds, not reeds, some of those twigs there that I could burn out. Can I climb that? Yes, I can.
Inside was a scrap of journal. The strangers on the water went on without me. Where have I landed? Vines and thorns stretch out to trip me.
There's a second person in there. But, again, it's how to get there. We need the net to catch, well, to grab the key. We need the key to open the door. We need the worm to... Honestly, I'm not sure what we actually need the worm for.
Key was net, but it was just out of reach.
Gonna say, I mean, you could just, you know, tie the bottom of the net together. Or, you know, I mean, it's a key. If it's got that little sort of hole on the top for it to attach to a key ring, you know, you could try and stick the handle through there, I guess. Right. Just checking if I've missed anything, and I think I have here. What? Okay. Oh, that makes it a bit easier.
The Wanderer's Diary. Unfamiliar trees, a path overgrown. Is this a resting place? A place between places? I call out, but mine is the only voice.
Oh, can't walk down that slide bit there. Got to go around. Maybe we'll find something later on. Maybe so, maybe so. Right, we'll try the other path. Maybe there's something there. Do I have anything to say to us? Nope. Okay. What are these? Don't know, but they're walking away. looks ominous. I think they're meant to be asleep, but honestly they don't move and they look dead. Right.
Barely visible through the murky water was the shadow of something hiding, and on a small pier with barely a sound, a lonely fisherman sat.
Oh, got another person. Let's see what this puzzle is then.
The stranger had blazed their own path. Created their own rock, their own islands.
I get it.
They did not need Ember's kindness. But still, Ember stayed. Building a bridge should it ever be needed. The stranger met Ember's eyes. The two shared a moment of silence. The stranger met Ember's eyes. The two shared a moment of silence.
Okay. Let's see. Get back round here. Oh,
The traveler said, "You sailed in here. Where's your boat? Friend, you need a boat. Go see the builder in the caves. Tell them I'm sorry I never came back."
don't know how we're going to get into that cave if we can't swim.
The Ember was curious. "I'm headed for the crossroads. It's not far, I think. I've heard there's a nest there. A safe place."
Oh. It's going to be one of those games then. 4 little secrets. Pipes. Someone more technically advanced has been through here.
The stranger was trapped, caught in a maze.
Hmm, okay. Something new. I can't drop. Mind you, wouldn't want to there, cause yeah. I think this needs to go on here. And on there, perhaps?
It was hard to make sense of this place.
The end goal is to get one down here. I think, isn't it? Hang on. But if it's there, we can't. Yeah. If I try to interact with it from this side, literally can't. And it'll start making my character move around to that side. Okay. So the question is, how do I get one on here that's facing the other way? I'm just wondering if it's on the left, if there's even any use to all of this on the left, or if it's just here as like a red herring to throw me off. Because this literally cannot move outside of being on here. This one. Even if I turn this to the left, I can't get far enough across to get that extra one there. So I don't think the left side has any impact on this. See, I need a way of getting one down there. Maybe if I just lift this up to the top. Well, I admit, this is definitely a more challenging puzzle than the last one. Than any of the previous ones, even. Does this get me anywhere? Don't think it does, really, does it? Right. I mean, I can trap myself there by doing this, but how do I get one? On here, but facing that way, and then somehow turn them. So they face left. Let me restart that one, I think. Look on it afresh.
The stranger was trapped, caught in a maze.
Oh. Maybe. So that's definitely like a tutorial on something, that.
It was hard to make sense of this place.
There. What if I were to do this? Don't know if that really gets me anywhere, but it's more than I did last time. So if I were to push that there, it wouldn't go anywhere. And I can't pull it back, so there's no point putting it there. But what about here?
The trail just kept on closing.
Now, we've got an extra one on the left. I'm gonna say this left. I was thinking to myself, surely this whole left side can't just be a red herring. It seemed a bit like, why would you put it all there? Yeah, there we go. Well, there we go. I think I just gained an IQ. Right. Got it.
The stranger's voice was hoarse. I just need some time, I think, to see things clearly.
We're back in the pond, but the other side now.
The fisherman murmured quietly between sorrowful breaths. The fisherman felt so useless. His former joys were hollow. Sitting out there every day by the pond.
So yeah, this is gone as well. No, we can just turn around. I think because it's a mandatory one, they've made this easier, I think. We'll see. But I'm assuming there's just gonna be like a fire
Only
at the
the
bottom
dark
of this.
water to hear him talk. In that darkness, a glimmer flickered. A thought beating like a drum.
Yeah, so we just turn them around and bring this back up.
A thought that went round and
Not
round.
even really a puzzle. Okay.
It all started with a frog. Every day by the pond, a constant reminder. For a brief moment, the fisherman struggled to speak. He looked at Ember, hopeful. The fisherman spoke softly. There's a frog in that pond, a big one. Saw him grow from a tadpole. We were friends of a sort. Spent every day side by side. So much better at fishing than me, that frog is. Catches them before I can bait them. Oh, it makes me feel useless some days. The fisherman sighed. I've wasted so much time feeling like this. The old man looked carefully at the pond, at their rod, at Ember. Well, listen to me here, rambling on and on. It helps, though, telling someone. Thank you, Ember. If you need help catching anything, you just ask.
Get the key. We might be able to get the key.
The fisherman noticed the broken net Ember was carrying. Let me have a look. See what I can do. With a silk thread, the fisherman carefully knotted it together. With each knot he tied, a net began to form. Here you go, good as new.
Can we get to that chain yet? Don't think we can. Oh, we can push that over though. Oh, got stuck on something there. There we go. Now we're back to the start. Got a shortcut then. Oh.
The frog stared at Ember, its belly rumbling.
Well, that didn't go well.
This was not how Ember had imagined the end. The gurgling of water, a deafening heartbeat. But then... the fog returned Ember's good deed by leading them to a lost forlorn. The stranger stood alone.
Oh.
Their friends have fallen aside, retreating from what came next. The stranger had ventured on. Now they were deep in the woods. It felt so pointless.
Nice easy one compared to the last. So is this the builder in the cave that we heard about?
The stranger spoke hesitantly. Is the campfire crowded? Let me gather myself. I'll see you there.
And because we bothered to come in here earlier and turn that around... Oh! Before we do that... Yeah, because we pulled that switch, this is all ready to go.
Ember found the Wanderer's diary. The oily smell of frogs. They know more than they will say. They watch me watching them. The stranger spoke. You look hungry, friend. You bring any broth with you? There's a cook in the swamp. Makes a broth like you wouldn't believe. Keep telling them that it doesn't taste right. They'll keep giving you more.
I think that's the pond done then. Which basically means that the last thing left is the key. Ah, so each one of those little circles at the top is someone we've rescued. meaning there's 2 left. But I see 1 there. So where's the second? That's the question.
The key was nest, but it was just out of reach.
Right.
The old gate was locked. Ember placed the key in the lock and slowly began to turn it.
Yeah, that's neat.
The stranger gasped for breath. Dark water slipping above their head.
I see.
The sea didn't care if they sank or swam. Slowly the tides ebbed, washing over old walls. A safe harbor emerging from the inky depths. Ember reached out a hand.
There we go then. That's another.
The stranger looked down. The ground feels good beneath my feet, friend.
I think that just leaves us with 1. And that 1 is behind the main campfire at the start. There's also that person who's still clearly following us. The question is, how do I get there then? There isn't a side path that I missed at the start, is there? No. Okay.
The ghost said, "Speak and I will listen." Step backwards, little Ember. Look behind. Upon a small grassy cliff rests a forlorn.
So the question is, how do we get to that one?
The door was sealed shut.
Because I believe that'll be the end of the demo if we make it there. been here, haven't we? All areas we've previously ventured into. Yeah. So how does one get to the grassy cliff? That is of course the question. And it's not exactly telling me either. It's like he's over there. How do I get there? Don't know. Thanks, game. Love you too. Is that on the left here, isn't it? So... Ah, here we go. Little path. This might find it.
The traveler spoke. You ever had roast frog? I miss a good roast frog. Oh, how they crackle.
Probably shouldn't say that with the mega frog about. He'll probably eat you if you do. Hey, frog! I ain't your friends. Probably not a good conversation starter.
The stranger had been forgotten.
Though then again, I can't think of a frog that can speak English. Having that one in the wind and the willows, but... What does this do then? Oh, I get it, I think.
They tried to follow as best they could. But no one heard them when they fell behind.
So you have to get them all facing. There we go. Nice easy one. And I would put money on this being the end of the demo.
The stranger looked at Ember with surprise. Someone came back for me. Thank you.
Right. That's all of them. Well, we'll go and see what our reward is. Probably nothing. Your reward is to wishlist the game on Steam. Are they all roasting marshmallows? Frogs and things? Oh, I don't know.
The door was sealed shut.
I guess we talk to the person first.
The ghost said, "You have done all you can, little one. Your journey lies ahead. Little one, your journey ahead will not be easy. The path to leave this place is blocked. I will guide others to follow after you clear the way." There are others like me who can help. You will always be welcome here in the forest.
Right. Let's be on our way then.
Once again, Ember could feel eyes watching. Ember approached the Forlorn, but they said, I know what I need to do, what I need to feel. I don't want to be helped. Ember could not help. Not all problems were puzzles to be solved.
Before we just go as well, I want to see what that left path was. Where that person went. One that's been following us this entire time.
Ember uncovered a journal entry. Dusk brings the longest shadows. The lanthorn comforts me. Soft melodies from home. The wild things listen. Yellow eyes and greying trees.
Right, we're at the crossroads. I think a few of the people we rescued and talked mentioned this. So, this is probably the next area, I imagine. Okay, they're different. Weird parrot people.
The guard joked. Another scrawny Ember from the forest. And with a bag looking all nicely and shiny, both guards started looking at Ember with a deathly stare. The guard leered. The Forest King would like you, little scruff. Yes, come a little closer. Let us see what's in that bag. We guard the door to the Forest King. Oh yes, we decide who gets to see the king. The Forest King will want to see you. Yes, come this way.
Well, I guess we're going to see the king. This one will get devoured by a boss, isn't it?
A feeling of foreboding overcame Ember.
Oh yeah, that's a boss.
Ember was terrified but tried not to show it.
And there it is. End of the demo. Well, I will say it definitely looks quite striking. It's got a nice art style. A bit kind of sort of held back and sort of vague in the storytelling. I guess trying to kind of be a bit more mysterious, keep its cards close to its chest and so on. But it was a nice demo. I'll be honest though, puzzle games aren't really my type of game typically. They're not something I often play. I think I've never really enjoyed many puzzle games outside of like Portal. But if they are your kind of thing, you might want to give the demo a go, or maybe look at giving the game a purchase. But I think myself personally, again, I think puzzle games typically that have to be something particularly amazing or special to really get me interested in them, because again, they're not really my sort of thing. I tend to find them a bit, yeah, it's weird. I know people tend to go on puzzle games and I get the draw. It's kind of one of those sort of Zen type games where you just chill out and do a few things to just get your mind just ticking over, I guess. But same reason why some people play like Euro Truck Simulator and things. Weirdly enough, games that I tend to play to just chill out to tend to be stuff like Don't Starve for some reason. For some reason, I find survival games kind of my sort of zen game, not so much puzzles. And I think the one thing that got me through Portal is that it had quite an interesting sort of backstory to it, and there were these nice little bits of humour and things to keep you going through, and it wasn't particularly long. But I think the issue that I find with most puzzle games is that I tend to just, it's like, well, it's like with this, it's like, well, what's my reward for completing the puzzle? Oh, you rescue this person by doing a puzzle. Oh, so I get rewarded for completing the puzzles with more puzzles. Yay! It just kind of kills my enthusiasm to carry on really most of the time. But nice little demo. I will say it looks quite striking, quite nice looking. It does look like the puzzles do get genuinely quite interesting later on and so on, but yeah, it's probably something they've been probably putting together while they've just been finishing No Man's Sky, I expect. But it's a nice little puzzle game. Again though, they're not really my sorts of game. What is the puzzle? Is that literally allows you to replay fallen puzzles you find in the game? Ah, well there you go. Oh yeah, it was part of the Next Fest, I'm going to say. Because it came out just after the Next Fest had come out. And I wasn't sure if it were part of it or not, because the game came out at this, like literally at the same time, so it's... But, anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to be calling it there, and I'll see you in the next video.